It was in the news that President Trump started his cabinet meeting with having someone pray first. My Bible study group thinks this was great for some reason. It didn't sit right with me. Why? What are your thoughts? Well, thank you. I have learned so much from your ministry. Well, I saw that too, and the person who prayed is one of his cabinet secretaries, who was also a ordained pastor from the state of Texas. And why didn't it sit right? And I thought about that myself when I saw that. I thought, is there anything here? And then I thought, if you and I were in the position of leading a cabinet like Ben Carson was back in 2016 and 17, if you and I happened to be the president leading this nation, would you pray to God to give you wisdom and discernment or not? Do you think, in fact, we know, we don't have to think, when Daniel was put in a position of authority over the pagan nation of Babylon and Medo-Persia, did he pray regularly for wisdom in his carrying out his duties? Yes, he did. I'm confident that if I was running those meetings, I would pray for wisdom. So, what makes us uncomfortable then? Is it that we just don't know these people and don't know what God they're praying to? Yeah. Are we fearful they may be praying to a God that is different than the God we're praying to, and thus might be inspired by a different spirit? Yes. Is that the concern?
Yes.
And then the only way to know, the Bible says, test the spirits. By their fruits you will know them. The only way to know will be then to observe over time the actions and principles they put in place, and are they putting in actions and principles to the best of their ability that they're seeking to do, that are taking away liberties and violating consciences, or to the best you can do with the human government, establishing protocols that restrain the predator, restrain the evildoer, and establish the freest society you can within a human law construct. And that's what you have to watch for, particularly on the principles of religious liberty and civil liberties. Are they established? And I think that for me, I don't know yet. What I see is, and my personal view is where we are in Bible prophecy, is that we're seeing the rise of the King of the North. Yeah. The rise. It's not established yet. I don't see evidence that the beast of Revelation is in operation as prophetically described occurring yet. But I see the foundations being laid, and the final movements are going to be quite rapid. And the final movements will be no one can buy or sell. It's going to be all commerce related, all economic control related. I see foundations being laid for that all around us. But have actions been made that actually violate the liberties and consciences of these people that are leading right now, that are seeking to coerce conscience? I haven't seen that yet. I actually saw a lot more of that from the other side when they were in than I'm seeing now. But the Bible tells us that that pendulum is going to swing. And so, and what I see as the trick is that because the other side was pushing things that were truly anti-Christian, anti-God onto society, not just asking for their liberty to govern their life the way they want, people were being forced in their jobs and many in their schools to imbibe in required classes that were indoctrinated in very, very anti-Christian and anti-human types of philosophies that they were required to do to keep their job. So people were being pushed into this. And now, as this current administration is removing some of that offense, we can go, yes, I support that. Yes, I support that. Yes, I support that. And so far, most of it we can, because they're just removing things that were inappropriate. But what will happen is, and the danger I see is that it is conditioning us to support. And at some point, that as it starts swinging a little bit the other direction, and we recognize that, or as we felt so relieved and so appreciative of the removal of what we felt were infringements on our conscience, that we won't recognize if it swings too far the other way. Yeah. And then ultimately, there's a system that arises that will coerce consciences. In my view of the King of the North, is it will be a religious imperial state of some sort.